Yo. I gotta record this shit all over again. I damn near talked for 20 minutes and it didn't even record. Don't y'all hate that bullshit? Alright. I want to talk more about the subject of Pac, more about this movie. I'm going to start off with Snoop. I don't understand how Snoop could be happy with the way that they depicted his character in this movie. Snoop, they made your character look corny. They made your character look like a buster. They made your character look weak. And you seen this movie 3 times and you gave your character a pass, my nigga. Really? You looked at your character. That goes to show you, Snoop, you're not a good judge of characters, bro. In movies. You're not a good judge of movies either. You mean to tell me, Snoop, you was okay with this weak ass, energy ass, unrealistic ass nigga, unthorough ass nigga that played you? You was happy with this weak energy ass nigga. This nigga did not seem like he was the biggest rapper of that time, cause Snoop was the biggest rapper of that time. Him and Pac was like neck and neck. This little weak ass, pathetic ass character did not bring that essence of Snoop Dogg to the screen. Snoop Dogg was a larger than life figure during those times. Probably still is. Snoop Dogg had a lot of energy within him during that time. He didn't capture none of that energy. I didn't see none of that energy in this little weak dude. And Snoop gave that nigga, Snoop, you gave that nigga a pass. You thought he portrayed you all right. You didn't have no problems with it. You an idiot. I mean, come on, bro. You let them portray you like that? Man, that's some weak ass shit, Snoop. You let them do you like that, dog. What the fuck the world coming to, Snoop? Come on, man. The fuck going on? You look like a straight buster in this movie, dog. You had no spirit, no heart, no nothing. No essence, no nothing. No energy, no nothing. You and Pac had no chemistry, no nothing in this movie. You niggas had no chemistry. And I know in real life you niggas had a lot of chemistry before y'all fell out. Before motherfuckers start getting jealous and in their feelings and shit. I know y'all had a lot of chemistry. Pac came in that shit. Pac came in there wanting to take over. Trying to make Snoop Scottie Pippen and shit. And Snoop fell back. He fell back. Snoop didn't try to up Pac. Pac is a strong dude. You can't let that nigga take over. Snoop just let the nigga took over. And Pac took over. But yeah, Snoop. Because remember, Suge Knight had to remind Pac a lot of times that this is the house that Snoop Dogg built. Pac was trying to step on Snoop's shoes in a lot of situations. Suge had to remind Pac, this is the house Snoop Dogg built, Pac. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And that's from Frank Alexander said that, niggas. I do my homework. Yeah, but Snoop character was a weak ass little nigga, man. And then the whole audience, the movie audience, was laughing at Snoop Dogg character with that fucking weak ass voiceover. How the fuck Snoop let that that's what I'm saying. Snoop is a whack. Snoop is lame as hell, man. He put a voiceover on this dude. And everybody started laughing at this one scene where I think they was gonna ask Snoop, yo, what we gonna call the song? I don't know if Pac asked him or somebody asked him, and Snoop was like, "To America Most Wanted, could." Everybody just bust out laughing because it sounded so fucking weak and fake. Man, that shit was lame as fuck, man. Two of America Mo wanted could. Man, damn, Snoop. You let niggas portray you like that, dog. Come on, man. Snoop said he seen the movie 3 times like it was a good ass movie or something. This shit, nah, it wasn't worth seeing those 3 times. Not at all, because we already knew everything. They didn't tell us then we didn't know. Another thing they didn't put in the movie from Suge Knight said that Pac, you know, they should have put that little weak ass part in the movie where Snoop was on the plane, had his little butter knives and shit. Like he was gonna stab niggas and shit if they fought with him. They should have put that part in the scene, like he tough or something. But they didn't put the part in the scene where Suge Knight said that after they got off the plane, Pac punched Snoop in the stomach. I kind of believe that. That's what Suge Knight said, but we gotta ask the Outlaws, is that true? We gotta ask somebody else, is that true? If the Outlaws tell the truth. But that's what from Suge Knight. He said Pac punched Snoop in the stomach. Because Snoop Dogg, you know, y'all know the story. Snoop Dogg went on Hot 97 talking about Puffy and Biggie, his homeboys and shit. And, you know, Snoop heart was in the right place. He just wanted peace. But I made a video about this before. His heart was in the right place. He wanted the niggas to have peace. But he just went about it the wrong way. And him and Pac wasn't really clicking, wasn't really talking like that. You know, so, you know, it brought a lot of animosity. But what the movie didn't show, like I said, we already knew. A lot of Pac fans, most Pac fans went to see this movie, man. The casual fans, even the casual fans didn't like it. Even the casual fans knew everything. It knew everything that was in this movie, you know. So everything the movie showed was everything we already knew, because we saw Resurrection. We see the YouTube videos. We hear from Pac's mouth. We listen to Pac's interviews. And most from Pac Resurrection, the movie. And most from, we hear interviews from people that knew Pac. And a lot of us that went to see the movie was old enough to, was Pac fans when he was alive. So we know the whole story of Pac. This movie failed because it didn't show us nothing new. It didn't show us nothing that we didn't know. I would say 95 to 98% of everything they showed we already knew. You know. So they failed on that part. They failed to realize, they failed to kind of analyze Pac's audience. Like they made a movie without knowing their customer. They made a movie giving us a fucking leftovers. I mean, it's like they gave us some, they put a movie together. Like it was just a money grab, it seemed like because they wanted to make a biopic of Pac's life, but everybody already know Pac's life. We already know Pac's life. But it seemed like, okay, they got a biopic. They got a biopic. Tupac ain't got no biopic. Let's just make a Tupac biopic. And you can tell they didn't really put no effort into it, because they didn't really put no heart and effort into this. I think it was a money grab, an easy money grab for them. They didn't put no heart and effort into this movie, because everything that they put in the movie, everybody already knew. So they didn't really have to work. They can just watch Resurrection and just copy everything what Pac said on Resurrection and just put it in and just bring the actors to life and make it like a fucking a scene, what you call when they make when they make a scene of a real life situation. I forgot. But that's what they pretty much did. Instead of Pac talking about how he grew up in the Black Panthers and all this stuff, they just made a movie, got some actors, and just acted out what Pac was telling us. And that was kind of lame. Like I said, it was a quick money grab. We done seen this movie before in our head. We didn't need to see it on screen. We seen it in our head plenty of times. Throughout the years, it played over and over in our minds. So when we saw it, like I was ready to leave. And about an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, I was ready to get up and leave because I was like, man, I feel like, I already know everything that's going to happen. So why sit up here and watch the rest of the shit? Not to dismerge the actors, because the actors just doing their job, and they did a good job. It's just the fact the storyline is shit. The storyline is, we already know the storyline. The storyline is a fucking a rerun. Pretty much, we was watching a rerun. What they could have did. What they should have did is told us about the shit we didn't know about his life. You can touch on the Panthers and all this shit, but go deep into that. Who was the characters in the Panthers? We don't know the characters. We don't know all the characters of the Panthers who Pac was involved with. We don't know behind the scenes. We only know a little bit of the characters, but we don't know the in-depth. We don't know the in-depth situations of their characters and how they interacted and their relationship with the family. We don't know that. They could have touched on that. That's the beginning. They could have touched on Afeni, what she was going through, how was she gonna fight the trial, how many years she was facing. They could have focused more on that. How she was in prison, who Tupac's father was, and how they had sex in prison, and that's how they made Pac had sex in jail. And I know that because I read Afeni's book. Tupac's dad came to visit Afeni. No, Afeni came to visit Tupac's dad in jail. And they was having sex in jail. That's how Pac got born. That's how Pac was made. But they could have touched more on that. They could have touched more on his relationship with his mom and his sister. Could have delved a little deeper in that. This should have been like a 7-day, like how they did the Jackson 5 movies, like how they had that movie going for 5 days. It should have been something like that, like a series. Ain't no 2 hours gonna do it. You gotta respect that man's life a little bit better than that. But it was a quick money grab though. Then they could have went into his life, Digital Underground, a little better. Then they could have went in his transformation to Thug Life, Tupac is now, Strictly for My Niggas. They could have went into the dudes he was hanging with, the relationship he was building, this Big Psych, Man, all these, the drug dealers, the gang. Could have went into a little bit more of that. His haters, the jungle, Oakland, how he moved to Oakland. They could have delved deep into that. Deep into the making of his albums, like the mindset behind Brenda's Got a Baby. The mindset behind Keep Your Head Up. Because we really want to know, why is he the greatest of all time? They could have delved into why he was the greatest, because his lyrics, because he had a heart. So they could have brought that passion out a little more. In the movie, talked about showed us how he have a heart, how his heart is the way it is. They could have showed us his heart. They could have showed us his thought process. They could have showed us his genius. They didn't show none of that. Could have showed us his energy he was around, the energy he was surrounded around. They could have showed us his wildness. They could have showed us his law of attraction, because people was attracted to Pac, and Pac was a people person. Could have showed us all that, and they didn't. Making her keep your head up. How he invited Jada to the stage. To the video shoot. The making of Brenda's Got a Baby. The singers. Pac always got great singers on his tracks, man. Talk about those beautiful singers. He always had those beautiful ass singers on his track. Beautiful, bro. Talk about the then he had hardcore niggas and gangsters talking about keep your head up. But y'all saw that video. That's the type of magic that nigga had around him. He had gangsters and thugs telling females to keep your head up in that video, man. Capture that essence. Only Pac could do that shit. Pac did that shit like that and felt comfortable doing that. In the era of niggas was carrying guns and wanted to be rah, killing nigga this, killing nigga that. Pac telling female to keep your head up, and had thugs in the video telling about keep your head up, nigga. And still was somebody you didn't want to fuck with. Still had the hardcore image at the same time. That's magic. Talk about the mindset of Me Against the World, the making of that album. Show that in the movie, how, the mindset he was around when he made that album, the energy he was around, the people he was around, because that album is a reflection of the energy he was around. That album is a reflection of his own mindset and where he was at in that time. Talk about that. That album is it's classic. Y'all didn't show none of that classic ass album being made, man. The movie could have just focused on him in the studio and his mindset, and it would have been an awesome movie on that. Bringing all the females he was hitting, bringing all the celebrity friends, bringing all the friends. Come on, man. Y'all, that movie show us some stuff we didn't know. Behind the scenes shit. All this shit was all out in the open. We already know everything. Show us that shit we don't know. Show us the relationship he had with the Outlaws. Show us the relationship he had with his cousin Castro. Relationship he had with his sister. The relationship he had with his family and aunt. The girls on the block. The homies on the block from around the way in New York. The homies he grew up, the friends he made in high school. Friends he made in middle school. Man, y'all dropped the ball. Y'all made a quick money grab. That's what y'all did. Y'all didn't put no real effort and heart into the movie. And it showed on screen, and that's why people are conflicted. And John Singleton, this fool talking about he want to depict Tupac getting raped. Nigga, don't nobody want to see our hero getting raped, nigga. I don't care if you put it in the dream, nightmare sequence, or anything. We don't want to see that shit. You're going to depress Tupac fans. Don't nobody want to see their hero getting raped. Don't nobody want to see Tupac getting raped. Tupac wouldn't approve of that bullshit. Tupac was against that shit. Tupac denied that ever happened to him. We believe him. Of course it didn't happen. Why would you defame my man like that? You know what I'm saying? The man said it didn't happen. Why would you fucking put it in the movie anyway? Fuck you, man. Tupac fans would not appreciate watching that bullshit ass film from you. Tupac was the truth. Tupac always told the truth. Tupac never lied about. He wouldn't have no reason to lie about no shit like that. Tupac put his career on the line many a times, just telling you the straight out truth in interviews. You know what I'm saying? He didn't hold nothing back. He didn't hide nothing. So this fool want to put a rape. Get the fuck out of here, man. Lost your fucking mind. You're not doing Tupac no fucking favor with that fucking shit. And don't nobody want to see that. Ain't nobody gonna pay their money to see that fuck shit. You gonna have the fans pissed off at you, man. But that's it, man. I gotta go. Peace.